Hello and welcome to the last of the ABBA Gold Anomalies series. I suspect some of you are probably quite relieved about that, but all is not lost, or maybe all is lost, because I will be back making the new, more ABBA Gold series. I was asked to do some of the songs on the ABBA Gold Australian edition, one of which was Rock Me, and then the other two were I Do and Ring Ring. I Do and Ring Ring are on more ABBA Gold, and I'll do Rock Me at some later date. Now, thank you for the music then. I used the deluxe version to listen in out of phase, and on headphones I listened to a mixture of gold and the deluxe version of Gracias Por La Musica. I listened to the Tretov, thank you for the Gracias Por La Musica, out of phase. That was from the Oro CD. The only proviso is that on gold, the stereo positions are inverted, and it will be the gold stereo positions that I refer to in this video. So do be aware that if you listen on any of the other mixes, whatever's on the left will be on the right, whatever. There are two pianos on Thank You for the Music. One is positioned on the left and one is on the right. According to the gold mix, on the right hand side, the piano has microphones right inside it, right next to the actual strings. Every time Benny presses the sustain pedal, which coincides with the chord changes, the piano is picking up the damping mechanism which is moving up and down against the strings, and that is making a sort of sound every time Benny changes chord. You can hear it on the right hand side, as I say, on gold, on headphones. It's very obvious out of phase. And out of phase, on the Jonsson version, you'll find that there's an awful lot of background hiss as well, because he's brought the noise levels right up with his compression. There's like a sort of ticky sound on the right hand side on the gold version on headphones. I have a feeling that Jonsson might have tried to remove this, although there is something on the left hand side where there is a sort of telltale sign that perhaps it's gone. It's not as pronounced anyway on the Jonsson mix. Both pianos here go out of sync. There's little semi-quaver trilly bit at the end of Benny's upward arpeggio that goes da-da-dum, and that's where the pianos go out of sync. There's also a knocking sound. Another one that's not so evident on the Jonsson deluxe version, and that is a click on the left hand side on the gold mix. Now, in out of phase, on the Jonsson mix, you'll hear a click on the word everyone. In phase, on headphones on the Jonsson mix, you'll hear some kicking noise or something on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side on gold, you'll hear this click without the kicking noise, or at least the kicking noise is subdued because the volume levels are so much lower. There's a slight drop in volume here, just like perhaps an edit had been performed. Right, I might get in a bit of a lather with this one. I will try not to, I promise. You need to compare the Spanish out of phase with the English out of phase. At 1:13 to 14 in Gracias Por La Musica, there is an edit, and it sounds very, very prominent. Again, a bit like the Waterloo edit, where it sounds like somebody's jolting a record player. Slightly evident when you listen in phase. The word por, as in por este don en mi, has been edited in and has lost its reverb, because it would have been the reverb that you're hearing out of phase. Now, at a different point, and again they're trying to do the same thing, which is edit the second verse into the chorus, On the UK version at 1:11, there is an extra k, as in thank you for the music, and it's strange because it comes in on the opposite side of the stereo spectrum from what the rest of the thank bit is coming in. The k jumps in on the left. That's on the gold mix anyway. Out of phase here in the Spanish version, there's a really duff piano chord, and they've tried to mute it out on the UK editions. Listen out of phase and do a little bit of comparing and contrasting between CD editions. Right here, there's a minute, I mean absolutely minute glitch in the synth line. It's on the left hand side of the gold version. Right, now this is another confusing one, but very interesting. On the UK gold, and therefore probably the earlier vinyl ones as well, although I haven't checked, at 1:40 there is a time difference between the left and right pianos. They go out of sync again, and you've got this little lick that goes dum 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 dum, and it's just before "And I've Often Wondered." The last note of that goes ba-dup between the two sides, and you can hear the pianos being out of sync. Gracias Por La Musica avoids it by mixing out the piano at that point, so it's mainly a guitar bit there. And Jonsson, now this is strange, Jonsson adds 2 extra percussion hits like that at that point, so that it makes it less audible, and they come in centre. Now Tretov does actually have at least one of those percussion hits, but it's mixed down low. Jonsson has mixed it up high, so it does at least say, if Jonsson hasn't remixed, at least he's tried to repair an edit himself here, and again it sounds very, very weird, very strange. We're on an edit from the second verse to the chorus now, and it's right in the middle of the word whoever, on the syllable ev. The piano finishes abruptly there. You get an EQ change as well. At 1:57, you get a click on the word fan. Here we get a sound like somebody is trying to put a tambourine down without making any noise, but it doesn't. It shakes, and you hear a knock just as it's being put down. Right, at 2:34 there's an odd background noise during the words "been so," as in "I've been so lucky," and at 2:40 there is a very faint whistle and a crackle which starts on the right hand side and travels over to the left if you're listening to gold. On the word singing, as in the songs I'm singing, one person in the choir carries on for too long and drags the ing out. Right, I should now have a drum roll here. The final 2 anomalies in this series are as follows. At 3:19, at the end of "Thank You for the Music," there's a crackle, and at 3:30 there's another crackle on the word "giving," or just after the word "giving" on the left hand side. And that's it. And if anyone wonders how on earth I managed to sustain myself through this series, it's simple. Tea and tuna sandwiches. Bye.